What's going on, everybody? IStillLover.de is the website. I'm Mr. Nicholas Nice doing an interview in the Southwest, part of the whole Get to Know the Southwest series. And I'm sitting with two gentlemen who represent the Southwest rather proud, or as we know it, the Soul West. To my right, we have Stack Styles, and to his right, we have Greg Sachs. Give them a chance to let you know who they are and get more in tune with what they have done and are doing in the sake of art for the Southwest. And right now we're in Tucson, Arizona, just so you know.
Yeah.
So Stack, Greg, what are you guys doing right now? What is, first off, let me ask, what is Optic City?
Man, Optic City, it's just another name for Tucson. Basically, if you go on Wikipedia and you look up like nicknames for Tucson, you see like the Old Pueblo, and you'll also see Optics Valley. It's because Tucson is one of the highest producer of fiber optic cables in the United States.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people know that. So
it's also one of the highest studies of sight, sight and like visual light. Like a lot of that goes down out here too. So it's like there's a lot of research on that. So that's why it's called the Optic City. Go ahead.
So yeah, no, we were looking at just jerseys in general online just for the summer, and we came up on one that we really liked, and we decided to just turn Optics Valley to Optic City, and so it's just another name for Tucson.
Okay. Right.
Optic City All Stars, Stack Styles, Breaks Sacks, mixtape coming soon.
Yeah.
Right. So in other words, just as hip hop does, always finding its next idiom or whatever it may be to keep the name going. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. So when you see Optic City All Stars, you know again that's Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, definitely.
So how long have you gentlemen been in the music scene as far as either making music, putting together events, hosting videos? I mean, what has been your contribution to your career involving music?
I've been around since 2007. I started as a host. Then I was in a group with Nick for a while. Took some time off, came back. Man, I really got back into hosting. Nothing in the way of a lot of music. More in the way of just, I really want to do this takeover. I really want to do this question over now.
Okay. No,
yeah.
And I got full edits too, so.
Okay, yeah. You just want to just segue it back in and all.
Yeah.
Okay. Or sorry, my bad. I'll start it, or?
Well, no, I'll ask the question.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Jesus.
All right, so, gentlemen, what would be your, when I say your contribution through your career involvement with anything musical, be it making music, albums, producing videos, events, what have you done to give to the music, so to say, or the arts?
I put out a mixtape back in 2010 called Release Papers. I was also one of the original owners of Voice Box Battles here in Tucson, Arizona. Arizona's, at the time, biggest battle league. It got out and put a lot of people on the map. Broke a lot of young MCs, which is kind of more where I found my comfort zone. Right. I guess was more of the business side of things. So I think my contribution was, I guess, trying to find a new crop of artists that's better than what we were, or at least, an attempt to kind of leave the scene better than how I found it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I actually started in '99 with CCS. It was CCS crew, and we basically just started rapping on Iowa cassette tape boombox. We put the cassette tapes in. We actually had a CD player on top. We'd burn beats off a Napster. We'd put the Napster CDs on the Iowa player and play them and hit record. We had a Radio Shack mic we'd hook in, and we all of our original recordings were on a cassette tape. So we still have some cassette tapes from back then. A lot of times we battle each other just for we'd have battle tournaments just on our own, get a bunch of homies over, and
Right.
didn't matter if you could spit or not. You got in there, you tried to hang, and try to battle, and like we just did all that stuff, and it got more and more serious over just a quick period of time. 2001, we were recording our first single as CCS Crew, and then it was in 2003 when CCS Crew officially became Cultivate Creative Sound,
Right.
and that's when we actually put out our first the first mixtape, and that mixtape is actually what led us to getting our first record deal and putting out our first a legit full length record.
Right. Okay.
And then that goes off into a whole nother.
Right.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Man.
I can tell you now. I mean, I've actually had the opportunity and the blessing to live in the Southwest for quite some time. I've spent a good amount of years in Arizona, Tucson by way, and so I know. Actually, I'd say the first hip hop crew that I actually met and kind of got the okay, like the thumbs up from, was CCS Crew.
Yeah.
I remember it was a battle that was going on, as well as a hip hop performance down at oh shit, what was the name of the club at that time? It was like
Sharks and
no, not even. It wasn't Sharks. It was
Sports.
It was like over on fucking Speedway.
No,
Speedway.
Club Envy. Club Envy.
Yeah. Holy shit, we taking it back now.
Yeah. I remember this. I mean, I got a good chunk of Arizona when I stepped in there because at the time it was a Phallic and Analog. Those two were homies at the time and still wrecking shop on the music. I don't know. They might be. I don't know. I gotta catch up with those dudes, see if they still homies or whatnot. I get to that later. But Cyberface and F and Somebody's were up there. I did a song with Habeas and he introduced me to Tucson actually. So everybody was looking at me like, oh shit, we got another California motherfucker up here. Blah blah blah. And lo and behold, I was able to show them that I wasn't just some regular California dude. I actually respected the hip hop. But prior to going inside of that event and meeting anybody at all, I was outside, met Habeas, he was with Hampo.
Habeas?
And
Hampo.
Yeah, Hampo.
Hampo.
Come back.
Where you at?
Come back.
And Crooked.
Crook.
Was waiting on a couple other people to show up, but we sat and kicked freestyles in the parking lot, and it was at that point Crooked was like, you got to meet the rest of CCS Crew, man, but we got a big following, and
Nice.
if anybody pops up with the bullshit, man, like, let us know, man. CCS Crew will be there for a show, or if we need to show ass.
Yeah.
I was like, that's hip-hop right there. That's a culture, man. That's family.
Yeah.
Not that, hey, man, what we always hear on the radio when we're tired of it, but we do nothing to change it. Hip-hop is a culture, we live it. Like, we're all connected with the same ethics of, it's not about who you are, it's about the story you have to tell.
Yeah.
So everybody's on that same plane of level.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
respect each other.
And that's why, like you were saying, like contribution stuff. I mean, we all were a part of. We all rock charity shows. Like we did the Casa de los Niños charity shows
We all did that together.
for the love, and so we've done contributions for the city, and we've also done contributions for local businesses and establishments that we've tried to get off the ground and promote and advertise and market to the best of our ability. We've lined a lot of promoters' pockets.
Right.
That's I don't know if that's a good contribution, but it's whatever. Hey, somebody put food on the table, right?
Hey, lessons learned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, you gentlemen are basically starting to command your own empire of sorts, and like you said, giving back the contribution as far as making sure that things are done right and better in the future. For
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
yourselves and others.
Definitely. Greg said it best a while back, man. It's just like we really did, like, especially like I guess myself and CCS Crew, from an outsider's perspective, Greg being an outsider looking into my career and CCS's career and what we've done and accomplished. It's like, he said it best. It's like we went the hardest route possible the whole way through. Like we had so many brick walls and learned and had so many setbacks that, like, we went the complete ass backwards way you should do things, you know what I'm saying, and had to learn the hard way time and time again. And it's just it still trips me out that we're even still doing anything as CCS, So it's like, just because all the toll that it's taken.
Yeah, most crews would be dismantled.
Oh yeah, I mean,
oh
dude, and it has it's definitely, we've had our share of fallouts and members leave and come back and or stay gone or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we're cool with everybody now. Like, we don't have, we got nothing but love for. Actually, we're talking about, you know, bringing everybody back for like one or two more tracks. You know what I'm saying? Because like realistically, if you look at it, CCS crew at one time or another, I mean we had Eral, Music Man, Danger James, and you know DJ Friday, and like these are all guys that were a part of it at different times. They weren't all a part of it at the same time, but you know,
it was still like.
But you got, you know, the one constant of pretty much in all the records is that you always had myself, Crooked, and Jers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty much through the whole thing. Fat Tony came on after Wildly Pop passed away, and Wildly Pop was our producer, and I mean, like, he was basically like our leader. You know, he's our mentor. He was the guy who was his studio. You know, he's producing the beats, he's recording, he's putting in all the hours, putting in all the work. At the end of the day, we were just going over there writing rhymes and recording, you know, and he was doing it all. So like when we lost him, it was like Crooked kind of took over the role of making beats, and then I kind of, you know, tried to teach myself whatever I could with Adobe and everything at the time, because that's what we had. We didn't have Pro Tools, you know.
Right.
So I was just trying to like learn everything the best we could. We just produced ourselves, we did it ourselves, and over time we met better people and made better connections and just started, you know, clicking up, making better albums, better records, better music, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's what's up. So, presently, what's going on right now? Because I know, if I'm correct, and I work, I just got rid of my second job, so excuse me as I catch back up to life.
mm-hmm.
But I believe Stack Styles just released a single, right?
Yes.
What is that single and what is it?
The single is Eye of the Dragon, Stack Styles Eye of the Dragon. You can get it on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Move Music, Rhapsody, Spotify. It's on all those websites. I know I'm pretty sure it'll be on iHeartRadio. It'll be on iHeartRadio and Pandora pretty soon.
Okay.
I know that takes a couple weeks. It takes like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. But
okay.
That's coming out, and it's basically Eye of the Dragon's my first single or my first track off my new solo album, which is dropped. Sorry, that's my bad.
I'm professional.
That's all good. It's all good. It's my bad. That's Jers right there. Two Stone Kid. Two Stone Kid. Two Stone Kid. So.
See, speak up.
No. So, Eye of the Dragon, Stack Styles, produced by Steve Dang. Steve Dang from LA. He worked on Kendrick Lamar's last record. He's worked on Lazy Bone. He's got UFC, American Idol. I mean, the guy's got so many credits. Great producer out of LA. Had, you know, fortunate test to get him to listen to it. He liked it, so he got to mix and master it. But I've also been working with Steve Natale from Studio 7. And he also had production credits on it, as well as Anno Domini. Anno Domini. And that's the one who originally made the beat. We just kind of expanded on it, made this big thing. So Eye of the Dragon's the first track off my solo album that'll be dropping this summer. My first full-length solo album. The EP I dropped in 2012. This will be the follow-up to that. This will be actually the full-length LP.
Okay.
So Eye of the Dragon, go copy, man.